Hi everyone, Rebecca Taylor here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would spend some time taking you through my current A5 planner setup. Now, before we get started, I thought I'd just kind of share with you, I have tried many other planners over the years. This was my planner from most of 2019. It ended, was the end of 2018, 2019. But so I have done planners like this, and I have, of course, also tried Happy Planners. I liked these because they were a little bit more customizable, or actually a lot more customizable, of course, than the bound planner. But I found particularly the larger size one just to be, it was a little cumbersome. It was kind of hard to get around with to and from work, or just, whenever I'd be out and about, I'd have to take a very large tote bag with me to accommodate it. This year I went ahead and I started in July of 2020 with Day Designer. This is one that I picked up from, I believe it was Office Max. It was either Office Max or Target. I don't remember exactly where I purchased this. And again, with the spiral bound system, and so this had the full month layout and then the individual day pages. And I used this one up through October of this year. And again, it was probably just a little bit more bulky than I was looking for, and I missed having the weekly layout in this. So I used it for a few months and then abandoned that one as well. So I decided to try to give Happy Planner another try, and thought, oh, I'll go with the classic size, smaller, sort of easier to lug around from work and throughout my days. And this one kept catching my eye. I think just the vibrant colors. Of course, the book club theme was a favorite of mine, and I just loved the way it felt. It really popped with the colors. But again, it has the month layouts and then the weekly layouts. But in order to add any of the daily pages, that was going to be an additional insert, which I did buy, and I tried that for a while. But again, I just didn't feel right. And I think it's because while you can customize them and add things to them, it wasn't quite meeting my needs that I had for a planner. So I came back to an A5. Now, I had been in an A5 earlier this year, and had purchased this one from Amazon. It doesn't have anything in it now because I've moved out of it. But this one was from Lux Productivity, and it was the first A5 I had ever purchased. It came with all of their own inserts, and I used them for a bit. You can see my dogs got a hold of it there and retreating on the side. But I thought for a while that I wasn't really happy with the A5, and which is what kind of led me to go through all the other ones again. And I think that I finally just realized it was because I wasn't laying it out or customizing it or really thinking about what my needs were, and then developing my planner to meet those needs. And so I decided to move back into an A5, and I have purchased several different covers for them. This is one I used in November, and this is that Agenda 52 from, I believe I bought that one from Hobby Lobby. This is just a purple one that I used and it was I purchased this one at Michael's, and I just bought the cover and then found this adorable ghost sticker and added it. So this is what I was in for the month of October. And for December, I'm in this lovely pearl color, and I have a new A5 cover coming for Christmas, which is going to be sort of a very special treat for me, but I will share more about that later. But I thought we could do a flip through of my current system and why I think I have finally and truly found what works for me And it's because I am able to customize it so much and really basically create the planner that I need it to be. So we can go ahead and start at the front here. Just a couple of things that I have in here right now behind this pocket. I have a couple of these diamond paper clips that I ordered from Erin Condren, and I'll show you as we get into it how I'm using these. This adorable little sticker book, this was a part of the Erin Condren Winter Surprise Box. So I keep that in there. I haven't used a ton of these yet, a couple of the goal stickers, but that we'll be getting into that. I'll be using that some more as the month goes on, especially as we get into my planning for 2021. These, of course, are just some Erin Condren circle note stickers. This, I actually love this. I ordered this in my most recent Erin Condren haul. I think there's 3 of these. This is the Create. It's just like a little paper clip. And then there also comes in one that says Plan, and I think there's one that says Goals. So I don't remember exactly, but the Create one was speaking to me, and actually is one of the words I have sort of set for myself for 2021. I came up with sort of 3 words that are going to be my words for 2021, and Create was one of them. So I definitely wanted to keep that front and center in my planner as I'm creating my goals and also my next book for 2021. This is just a little metal ruler that I keep. I use that to kind of tear a lot of my washi tape and things like that. Little adorable book lover paper clip that I had ordered off of Etsy, along with this little Charlie Brown tree was on there as well. So just some kind of fun things that I keep in there. I rarely use this for lettering. I usually use it as like a straight edge if I need to write a straight line, oddly enough. Rarely do I use the letters on it. These stickers, so these are kind of fun. I love watching Sarah Cannon's Heart Breathings channel. And, quite honestly have to sort of credit her for my move back into an A5 and why I was kind of giving it a chance again, because it sort of really made me realize how I could customize this to really have it meet the needs that I had for my writing career, but actually also for work and family and life in general, which is why I'm probably pretty set into this system right now. But these are some of the stickers. She runs her HB90 writers planning, plotting program that she does, which I have not done that. I do like watching her videos, but I did order some of these stickers because, one, I just thought they were darling, and they, little newsletter doing word sprints, right. So these kind of stay here in the front, and I haven't used a lot of them yet, but as I get into 2021 and my schedule for writing my new book, I'll be using those more in my planner as I go through. Oh, one other thing I should mention, these little tabs. So we'll get into talking about these some more. As you can see, I'm not sure if the lighting is going to pick them up right, but as you can see, I've added these little tabs onto these dashboards, and I created all of these dashboards myself. And again, this is a part of, really making this planner personal and mine, and making it functional in a way that I need it to be. And so creating these dashboards was part of that. But when I created them, I didn't really know how or a way to create these tabs on the side. And there is a gal on Etsy there's somebody on Etsy that makes absolutely anything, if you're wondering, but she makes these tabs, and you can say what you want them to do. So once I had gone and I had planned out what I needed in my planner for the different sections, I went on there and I ordered these tabs. And so, my first section is planning, then writing. I have family, home. I have a work section back here for my day job. And then she gives you a free one that's your name. And obviously this says Rebecca. And I haven't created a dashboard for this one yet, but one of the things I want to add to my planner is just sort of a personal section, so where I'm creating personal goals for myself and things that I want to work on, with regards to, maybe health and fitness, eating habits, exercise, and just in general, what are some things I can do to better take care of myself, meditating regularly. So once I've created that, I will put this Rebecca tab on there. But let's go ahead and get into the meat of this. And I didn't want this to be a super long video, so I'm going to try to make it informative and yet quick. And I figure there'll be other videos where we can sort of discuss, maybe get into a little bit more in depth about, my writing organization in here. But, I just have this little sticky note holder, and I keep that in the front so that it's nice and handy. And when I was coming up with the design of what I needed my planner to do, I realized I actually needed a section for planning. And I know that maybe sounds ridiculous. My husband laughed, when I told him that. So you have a planning section for your planner. But what this area really is, and what the function that this serves is, this is where I keep blank pages, and also when I'm working on creating my plan for the year. And so what does that mean? And so, for example, I designed these pages, and this is sort of funny, but I'll share this with you. But these pages I designed, and they're basically like my project planning pages. And so as I'm thinking about different projects in every area of my life, I fill out one of these pages. And so this has, I put on here project name, the category that it falls under, my timeline that I'd like to have it completed, a description over here if it's needed, a task list, and then resources that maybe I need to track down or find or whatever. And so when this is actually a project planning page for setting up the remainder of my A5 section. So when I hadn't had this set up all the way, and I was really kind of thinking about what did I need, what did I want this to look like. So you can see here I was creating dashboards for home, personal, family, finances, and these are tracker pages that I would like to create. So just an idea of, what are some other elements that I can add to this that are really going to meet my needs. And of course, that had to start with thinking about what were my needs in the first place. And so having this page really helped me to kind of come up with that. So as a part of that brainstorming about what I needed for planning goals, both for my writing and my family, and my home projects and work, I realized other aspects of this that I would need to have. And so I've created them. This is sort of an overview you can see of the year. And so I've got the individual months up here. Then this is quarters. And of course, this is your first 6 months and your last 6 months. So these pages right now are they're a work in progress. But it gives me a place to sort of overview the entire year and just write very sort of global ideas of what I'd like to do during that time frame. So I'm currently right now working on my 2021 plan. But a part of that, of course, as you can see, is I have a book coming out next year, and it's coming out in October of 21. And that's The Secret Next Door. So over here I have in fourth quarter, launch The Secret Next Door. And I've kind of kept everything that has to do with that book in green. So over here, I want to begin pitching traditional media outlets in second quarter about this. And then in first quarter, we're going to be finishing the edits for The Secret Next Door. The cover reveal will probably happen in that first quarter. I want to reach out for blurbs for The Secret Next Door. And then I'm going to create that traditional media pitch list and in that first quarter, because I'd like to, of course, begin pitching those outlets here in the second quarter. So that just kind of gives me an outlay of that one particular project. Now, there's many more things that are going to have to be added to this, even just for The Secret Next Door. That's just, I'm getting that started. You can see here the other thing I want to have happen in the second quarter is I have my 1 year publishing anniversary for Her Perfect Life. and that will be in June of 21 because it came out in June of 2020. So I'm going to probably want to do something special for that, maybe like a series of giveaways beginning in May. So that larger thing will get broken down into a more granular sort of tasks for May there. And then, of course, down here, my new writing project. And so I have a new book that I'm working on. I would like to have that draft completed in that first part of 2021. And so what does that look like? It's basically 15,000 words a month in order to have that rough draft completed by June of 2021. So that's just the beginning part of how I'm sort of laying out my year. And then I had created this, I haven't done anything with this yet, but this monthly just kind of layout of all of 2021 so that, if there's particular things I need to mark out, for like the entire year, any kind of vacations that we have going on. We'll talk more about this later. I haven't exactly figured out how I want to use it, but I knew I needed it, even if it's just for a visual, a visual layout for the entire year. So other pages I created were quarterly project lists. So I will fill out this for January, February, March. And I created monthly task lists. So that'll be like taking things from my quarterly project and then breaking it down for each month. And then those pages will go at the beginning of each month as we get into it. And then here I have these are sectioned off because these are my social media marketing ideas. So any ideas that I have, and I have each of these marked off, like there's one for Instagram, there's one for YouTube, there's one for Facebook. And on each of these, you can see the project name. This is Instagram, and I want to increase my marketing efforts throughout the whole year. And what are some task lists, or what are some things that I can do or will help me move the needle on doing that more for Instagram? And so I have one of those for each of those social medias that I'm currently engaged on. And this is just a place where I can kind of brainstorm and keep those lists handy, maybe generate some ideas for different social media posts. And then I also printed up a priority matrix. And I haven't used this yet. I suppose this will come into play when I feel like I'm getting in the weeds on things, or I'm just getting maybe sidetracked or sidelined and I'm spending too much time doing things that are maybe not really helping me achieve what are kind of my bigger goals for 2021. So I did create one of these. I can print them up as needed if I need help, just kind of, keeping my head straight about those. And these are extra project pages, and then I have blank pages back here. So one thing I wanted to point out with the customizing of this A5 is that I ordered these from Amazon, and so these are already just A5 size blank paper, and this is what I use to print up all of these pages that I've created on. And so I just put these in my printer, and I print up these pages as I need them. And I have an A5 hole punch, which I was wondering if I had it here, but I don't. So that's nice, because if I ever, it's like, oh, I need, a page that will do this, or if I need to create a word tracker, or if I need to create a chore tracker of some kind, if I want, I can go into Canva, I can develop that, create that page, save it under my planning resources, and then just be able to print those up as needed. And I don't have to try to see what's already available in the store. Is it going to meet my needs or not, kind of thing. So one of the things that I have been thrilled about finally kind of coming up with this idea for why this is going to work for me. So then you can see I have a writing dashboard that I created. I am not a New York Times bestselling author, but I'll tell you what, I'd sure like to be. So so if you get to put sort of aspirational things anywhere, you definitely get to put that in your planner is what I say. And so I created this to be inspirational for me. And we can see here, I wrote, writing a story about making it happen. Write the words, believe in yourself, have faith in your work, accept help from others, know that you deserve success, and don't self-sabotage. So those were all just kind of personal messages that I felt I probably needed to remember throughout the year when I'm working on new things, when the going gets tough. And so that's why I sort of put that there on the back. This is one of my favorite just sort of motivational quotes, and it's by Nora Roberts. And of course, writers out there are probably very familiar with this one. But, as a writer, you have to have the 3 Ds: drive, discipline, desire. If you're missing any one of these 3, you can have all the talent in the world, but it's going to be really hard to get anything done. And so I also thought that was a perfect one to have in my planner, because reminding me, you have to do the work every day, and you can't sit around and just wish for it or hope for it. You have to, I do believe the wishing and the hoping is a big part of it, but you have to put the work in every day as well. So this is my writing section, and we're probably getting a bit in the weeds of my planner now, but I'll just quickly sort of share with you that this was my brain dump for 2021. The big things that I've got going on is the launch for The Secret Next Door, my 1-year anniversary for Her Perfect Life. I'm working on my new book, which right now I've kind of titled Once Upon a Lie. I don't know if that will stick. Usually those things change. And then I have a big goal to maybe try to write 2 books this year. I've never done that. I've never written 2 books in 1 year. And so, maybe if I can stick to a plan and get that first book written in the first 6 months, I would like to give it a try to get 2 books written this year. So this first bit here, this is kind of planning I have going on for the book that I'm currently writing. These are sort of marketing. This will be marketing plans for the book that I'm launching this year. And this is going to be anything, tasks that I'll need to complete for my anniversary in May and June for publishing Her Perfect Life. And then I also back here just have global goal planning and brand clarity. Author brand clarity is this section back here. Just thoughts and ideas about, what do I want to accomplish this year with my writing career? What is my author brand? Who are my target audience? What am I trying to do? So this is me trying to wrap my head around like the direction that I would like my career to go. So that's basically sort of my planning and writing pieces. And I'll go over the rest of these briefly. I have a section for family, and so this is going to be anything that pertains to my kids, their schedules. My daughter is graduating in 2021 and getting ready to start for college. Just a lot of, there's always, as a mom, right, or as a parent in general, a lot of tracking that you have to do for your kids, whether they're younger and it's their assignments, doctor's appointments, games, rehearsals, anything. And so to me, having this family section and this just some of my favorite photos from over the years, I've created this. And then I have a home section. You can see I also put my Christmas list stuff back here under family. So yeah, another great thing, another wonderful place just to kind of keep track of everything. I have a home section, and this will be any projects that I've gone on. So I need to paint our kitchen, needs to be painted. And you can see I set the timeline for October. This didn't happen, but I would like this to happen before the end of the year. It'd be nice if I could get it done maybe this week before Christmas. So that's just one of the kind of projects I have going on for the house. But then we get into the months, and I have for sure got confidential information in here because of my work life. And so I'm not going to go into any of what my current and weekly months are. I do jazz it up a bit, but I'm going to skip to some blank pages because there's not going to be anything confidential in there. So these have not been, I haven't decorated these yet with any washi tape or stickers or anything. But the way I utilize this, I need to have at least 6 months, and I actually realize I now need to have a year's worth of the month layouts for the actual calendar part of my planner. And the reason why is because I oftentimes have things that are being scheduled. So I need to have these month layouts probably for a full 12 months. And the reason why is because I will be sitting in meetings and it'll be like 3 months from now. We have, this meeting and we're working on scheduling all the time. And I need to be able to pencil those in because they often change on any given month up to a year out. And so I need to go in and add my monthly pages. Now, I don't go in and add the weekly pages right away because your A5 is going to get bulky very quickly, and I don't need them at that point. I add the weekly pages in as the month is starting, or maybe a week before the month is starting, so that I can get a little more granular about what I have going on that week, appointments that I have. I don't get too much into the tasks that I need to do on those weekly pages. That's why I have the daily pages. And so I also have daily pages. These again also do not get added until right as the month is starting. And I utilize these as basically a to-do list. So those are my daily to-dos. And that's going to be everything. So if I have to write reports, if I have to do testing, if I have to write 1,000 words that day, if I need to have a meeting with my agent, if I need to go to the grocery store, like everything for that today goes on that list, so that it's kind of my one stop. This has to happen today, and it's lovely because it allows me to keep all my daily to-dos. So if I didn't get everything done, on Tuesday, one of my items on here will be finish your list from yesterday, and I can go back and mark that and check that off. And so that really seems to work for me. It keeps me on track with I have so many different aspects of life that need to be managed at any given time. And so it's really helpful to be able to kind of go back and look at your old to-dos. They're not just kind of on some sticky note that you've left somewhere that just doesn't seem to work for me. So the other side of kind of managing this planner is then when I have completed a month, so we're getting close to the end of December, I will take all of this, once we get through all of these daily pages too, I will take this out, put a paper clip on it, and then I have a box where I keep it all stored. And the reason why is because it's good for just tracking for me. If there's ever anything I need to go back and look at, like, oh, what was I doing on December 12th? I don't know. Let's go see. It's there and it exists. And it's not taking up space in my planner. And so I can continually be building this out for the next month. And so as we're coming into the last few weeks of December, I will be adding my weekly pages into January, as well as my daily pages behind the month here. And I will also be pulling out some Happy New Year washi tape to decorate that with. So you kind of maybe were able to see some of it. I had my Christmas washi tapes, which I actually have here underneath my table. So like all through December, I was decorating my weekly and monthly pages with my Christmas washi tape, and it's fun. It's I love it. It just kind of dresses it up, and it's oddly very relaxing because the planner can have a lot of stressful information in it, right? A lot of stressful things you have to do. So sometimes it's kind of fun just to do something a little silly to try to lighten it up a little bit. Maybe not, just don't take yourself so seriously is what I tell myself. So, but I'm looking forward to getting started with the new year. But one thing I'll say, I was talking a lot about customizing, but you can see these are obviously calendar inserts that I have purchased. So I don't feel the need to fully customize it. These monthly spread pages, no, this is okay. These monthly spread pages are great, and I like it because the paper is a little bit thicker. They have some design and some color on it that can be fun. And the weekly pages that go with these are the same. And the same with that is the daily pages that I that I use. These are a pack that I purchased from, I believe, Hobby Lobby. And so these are probably Agenda 52. And I just add them in, and of course they're undated. And this seems to work for me. One last section I have back here is work. And so this is day job. I can't flip through any of this because this again is going to have tons of probably confidential information that I can't share. But this is why the system works for me, because having a day job that's pretty demanding, having a writing career that can be pretty demanding, a family, a home, my own personal life, and this kind of having different planners, I've tried it, for different areas of my life, doesn't work for me because I'm too spread out. I'm too kind of all over the place. And I need to be able to just have something all in one place that I can carry with me. This fits in my purse and have it as needed. And I will tell you, I'll be honest with you, this is a huge, also kind of security blanket for me, because one of my biggest fears is forgetting something or, dropping the ball on something when you have so many of them in the air. And this ability to kind of write it down, check in on it, see what's going on. It's a huge part of, I think, just sort of my mental health, my ability to kind of have everything or the information that I need access to at my fingertips at any time. And I love too that it's inspirational for me because of course this is also, I can grab this, I can take it up to bed with me at night if I want to be thinking about, future plans, things I want to be working on. If I want to brainstorm some pages on my current book, if a book idea comes to me, it's nice I have these blank pages in here because I just turn to one of them and I jot those ideas down, and I don't have to deal with that sense of, am I going to forget it? Am I going to lose it? Because that certainly happens as well. So that's essentially the meat and the why of my current planning system, why it works for me. I have tried so many other variations of keeping track. I think it might be worth mentioning too. I have tried just doing digital as well, keeping everything on a digital calendar. And for me, and I don't know, maybe you're like me, maybe you're not. The reason why it didn't work for me is because I need to have it in front of me to a certain extent. And I do think that there is something about the tactile, the physical, having something, writing it down, it being there. It just seems to be more real, or I remember it. Whereas, when I was keeping just a digital calendar, I would put it on there, but then it just seems to kind of float away, until you're getting that half hour beforehand alert reminder. And, I know it works great for a lot of people. It just doesn't seem to work well for me, and doesn't seem to sort of quell my anxiety the way this system does. So in addition, I think it helps because just even like with regards to my writing, I have many of those pages I showed you that are just blank. And so, if I have ideas about my book or a character or a plot point or something like that, I write it down in here right away. Like it goes onto a blank page. And so all of those notes are here as well. They're all together. It's in one spot. I know where to access it. And there's just something very calming about that. And I know going into sort of all this, is not for everybody. But if, like me, you have never really been able to find a pre-made existing planner that quite does everything for you, you might consider, the freedom of having this sort of A5 setup is that you can really design it the way you need it to. And I'd like to point out that I didn't start off this way with this A5. It really kind of became and is becoming like this it grows and it becomes more, and I add more to it as I realize that that's a need or that's something I would like to remember or keep track of, or it would be helpful to have that element in here as well. And I think that that's the beauty of it. If something is not working or I don't utilize it, well, that section can come right on out of there as well. And so I do think that that's probably one of the lovely things about these systems, is that you can design it to meet your needs. That is all I have for you today. This video ended up being way longer than I intended it to. You can see I had a timer here. It's a 20-minute timer. I was like, okay, keep it below that. And so maybe I can shorten it a lot in the editing. But I want to thank you for coming and for watching my A5 flip through. I'll do some more planning videos in the future, particularly after Christmas, because I have a very special Christmas present that is I have treated myself to this year. And so I will share that with you when I move out of this A5 cover and into my new one that was a treat yourself Christmas present for 2020 this year. Thank you for being here with me today, and happy planning.